Just get used to the fact that we're gonna start bullying you.
It's okay. Bully away. Bully away. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Duel Screens and Dragons. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana, of DuelScreens.com. And with me, also of DuelScreens.com, is Taylar Allen playing Alakai. Hi, Taylar. We have, making his return here, we have Mike Maltese playing Sergor. And we have our Patreon producer next to him, FNHPaul. Thank you so much, Paul, for all of what you contribute. And over there, we have two artistes of the Duel Screens. We have Ian Deere being played by Mikey Kirsch, and we have Mistahnuff, twitch.tv/Mistahnuff, M-I-S-T-A-H. Nuff.
N-U-F-F.
N-U-F-F. Right there. Over there, playing Thinian. And our fearless DM, Dungeon Master, is Erengard. Erengard, please take it away and introduce what I believe, or recap what I believe, is one of our most important episodes. Our shortest, yet most important episodes as far as our storytelling here. Take it away.
I feel like you're saying that just because you didn't almost get the party completely killed
Again,
last time.
never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. There was never a point where I almost got them killed, okay? I simply left them.
Ran
They
away.
got themselves almost killed, okay?
Took the cowardly way out. Yeah. The last time
They almost lost a 5v12. I did lose a 1v1. Let's make that very, very clear. Who got the shittier end of that stick, folks? You tell me. Go ahead, Erengard.
the last time on Duel Screens and Dragons, the party returned to the tavern, bloodied, beaten, bruised from their escapades outside of these hallowed walls. And they had some strong words for Raug. There was some moving of furniture, some throwing of beverages, which ended up in the wrong people's faces. But in the end, there was some interesting stories told. Oddball shared a little bit of information about himself and his personal goals, and Raug shared some of his, though it didn't seem to sway the hearts of his companions at all. We pick up in the morning after those words were shared, and you're all kind of sorely getting out of bed. Your wounds have closed up; they're healed. You feel strength returned to you from the various drains that were put onto your maximum HP pools. But you also are all hearing this soft, like, pounding from out in the hallway. And as you come out, you hear, I seem to have been locked in this room and I can't get out. Anybody? Hello?
As I walk past the door, I just shoot an Eldritch Blast at the doorknob, like not even really stopping. Yeah, just blast a hole in the door.
Okay. You blast open the door and you hear, ah! And then the scurrying of feet running away from it as it kind of swings open. And then and you continue down the stairs.
All right. I make my way downstairs to see if there's any breakfast being served at the bar.
Right there with you.
Yeah.
They have an assortment of some eggs, cheese, bread. It's a little stale. It's like day-old bread, but
Well, when there's
they've got some
global
basic.
zombie pandemic.
Are there, like, does it seem normal? Like, it's like a normal day, they're just making, like, or are they still worried about zombies outside?
Oh no, they're still worried about zombies.
Okay.
I mean, they're being very quiet.
Okay.
But you were the only patrons in the tavern, so they knew that they'd have people waking up and
Okay.
wanting, most likely.
Um,
Especially after Alakai mentioned the night previously that they needed supplies.
all right. I'm just gonna go up to a window that I could see out of. I don't know if they're all boarded up or whatever, but, like, kind of looking to see if there's anything outside, if that mist is still there or anything like that.
Mist and rain, and it looks dark. Even though you know that it should be daytime, it
Yeah.
still looks like it's almost night outside.
I am just going to like dive headfirst in whatever food they have. Just like I don't care. I'm not even looking at it. I am just shoving whatever there is directly into my gullet.
Isabel puts a plate of 2 eggs and some stale bread and a couple slices of cheese in front of you with a mug of ale and puts it in front of both of you and nods a little.
Breakfast beer.
Breakfast
Just
of champions.
keeps on about her business.
Okay. Oddball takes the 2 broken pieces of the pawns and puts them in their pocket. They then proceed to kind of walk up to the barman or the either one of them, honestly. Which way to the Smiths did you say?
Horace, the bartender, kind of points in the opposite, what would be the opposite direction of where the church is.
Thank you. I apologize for our disturbances as of late.
Well, you're at least killing things, I hope, out there. So
I kind of work my way behind them to go out the back door. Or like start making my way out the back door.
sure.
I will return later. I kind of oddball gestures to the holes in their armor, like the rusted spots. Amend these. It gets kind of like gesturing towards the group, like letting you all know, like, I'm out. I then proceed to kind of head out the back door.
Okay.
I just kind of like look over at Thinian and sigh deeply and then push my half-eaten plate forward and begrudgingly start walking out the back door so that we don't separate again.
Oh God.
Oddball has no time for food. What is this nourishment you need?
I look at the barmaid like, this shit again. And I just kind of put my head down, like resting it kind of. I'm still exhausted. Like we've gotten a full rest, but like I am just physically exhausted. I just kind of put my head down. Yeah, just kind of like a.
All right. So far, I've got Oddball, Ian Deer, and Alakai leaving. Anyone
Yeah, you
else?
interrupted my meditation, dude. Thanks.
Your meditation takes 4 hours. We had 8. Calm down.
They're different.
What's my double triple meditation? Shut up. Once a week, yoga.
What about double meditation? Sergor, you are muted if you were unaware. There you go.
Raug,
Thank you.
Raug's standing behind Sergor and Thinian, and knowing that he is the last fucking person that should say this, says, "We shouldn't split up," and makes his way towards the back door.
Can I hear this from the back room?
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Elder's Blast. I mean, Cleric Blast.
No, I was just gonna audibly scoff at that, but if I can't hear it, then I won't.
How loud can I sigh and roll my eyes?
Exactly.
I look over at Sergor and say, whoa. I say, ugh, you missed a lot, but I'm glad you slept well. Come on. And I make my way back over to here
Yes,
also.
I guess we better get on with the day.
Okay. So you all
I follow.
out the back door, and you start down the road in the opposite direction of where the church is. It's rainy, it's miserable outside, it's cold and it's wet and it's foggy. You can barely see 20, 30 feet ahead of you. in the best of moments, and that's when the fog seems lighter than it is elsewise. But you presumably to some extent quietly make your way down the road and find yourselves eventually towards the edge of town, reaching a blacksmith shop. It's a very open area. Obviously there's a forge in there, and they don't want the heat trapped, so it's kind of an open canopied forge. But you don't see a smith. The forge fire looks like it's smoldering at best. It's not very hot. It hasn't been stoked in some time. You don't see anybody there.
Oddball would like to do an investigation to see if they can find a person and or armor
Go
that
ahead,
would look
roll me
like
an
it would fit.
investigation check.
What if can I intimidate the area? Is that a thing? Can I intimidate the area?
Oh boy.
I find no one.
What
Yeah,
is a metal?
What
I mean, the
what
place
is
looks
what
like
are all these?
It doesn't look like it's an armorer's or a weaponsmith's shop. It looks like it's a village blacksmith. So horseshoes, nails, tools that like hammers and pitchforks and things like that. Those kinds of things are laying around in the area, but you don't see any weapons or armors or pieces of equipment that would go beyond just like tack for horses and equipment for farmers. This is not the shop of somebody who would normally do that kind of work.
Yeah, he's not an armor.
Cool.
Can I do a perception check and just see if there's anything like weird about the place, like why the guy's not here, or
I mean,
is it just like late?
I'm gonna go knock on the door.
running around town that are attracted to noise.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Good reason.
You can go knock on the door to what you presume is his house.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Quiet knock, but knock.
You knock softly on the door. You get no response.
I'm gonna try and go around back and see if I can see any windows or anything.
There are windows to the house, and as you move around it, you can peer through them. You don't see anybody through it. In fact, most of them are either boarded up or covered by some piece of furniture or another. It looks like if he's in there at all, he's sheltering in place.
I look at Raug and I say, "You're a thief, aren't you? You look like one." And I shove him towards the door. I go, "Do something about this. Get us in."
Before he does that, or I guess while he's questioning his thievery, Oddball tries the door handle to see if it's unlocked.
It is locked.
Good call.
I'll stop. I was just like, Oddball continues to twist the door handle.
Raul kind of looks at
Pie!
Thinny
It was unlocked.
Raul kind of looks at Thinny and not really sure how to take that, and just walks up to the door and gonna take out some thieves' tools. Do the thing.
Roll me a check with your thieves' tools.
Let me freaking find it. There it is. Found it. Yeah.
It either smells like popcorn or urine in my house, and I'm not sure which one it is.
I feel like those are fairly distinct scents. You work your tools through the lock. You manage to pop the lock open, and you open the door. You're faced with what looks like a very simple home. There's nothing barricading the door from the other side, which feels a little strange, especially for somebody like Alakai who's gone around the house and seen all the windows are barricaded up. For the door not to be feels a little off. Going into the house and looking around, you don't see anyone there. Nobody's inside. There doesn't seem to be anybody currently at home.
Is it just one floor?
It is one floor. Very simple.
Are there any other doors that lead to other rooms?
Doorways, but not doors in them. And they're all the rooms are abandoned.
Okay. I just turn and leave. I go back to where we were.
Oddball kind of grabs some of the tools that are kind of laying out, some of the blacksmith tools that are just kind of like out there. And then a couple of the scraps of metal as well, like some of the nails, the tacks, stuff like that. And then just kind of pockets them for later to work on their armor when they get to a safer location, and not out here where they can get start making a bunch of noise.
Okay.
It seems like that is the best Oddball is going to find out here.
So I ask Rogue, anything?
Just kind of say, as obviously as I can, and just keep walking. Not really seeming like Raug is really trying to see what was in there, just what he saw, what was obvious, and just walked out.
Yep.
So I kind of try to quietly but loud enough that they hear me call the group back together. Seems like there's nothing here.
Roll me a stealth check.
You got it. Oh boy. Whew.
Hey now.
Okay. You managed to get everybody's attention very well. Whether or not they come to gather around is obviously up to them. But everybody can hear Tinian kind of bring everybody over, kind of like, come together, let's talk.
Like Caesar Milan.
I'll walk over.
Real quick, you said that this place had a lot of like essentially farming stuff, right? So are we talking like rakes, scythes, hoe, like general farming equipment?
Farming equipment. Hose. There's like a plow that's been kind of disassembled and looks like he was working on the metal of it at some point not too long ago, but not currently.
Are any of the handles, like wooden handles, in decent enough condition to where I could just grab them?
Sure. You want to just grab a couple, like, you want a quarterstaff, effectively.
Quarterstaffs, yes.
Are there
Preferably-
any quarterstaff
preferably two.
sized handles around?
Look, really, a quarterstaff is essentially a broom handle. Let's be real. Let's just break it down to brass tacks. It's a broom handle that's like maybe a little bit bigger. Are there? Can I at least grab
dare
two?
you? How dare you?
Look, I understand yours was forged in a tree. That's not really how forging works, but it was a tree from a very important thing that you should not have given to a war machine to then swing around like a baseball bat. Anyway, are there at least two?
Yes. Yeah, there's plenty of like hafts for farming tools that you could wrap with some leather to make them effective quarterstaffs.
So as Thinian is getting the group together and like, hey, Oddball's just kind of like picking up random staves and swinging them, kind of getting like general like weights and like testing out like the different, like some of them look like they might be like pine and like some of them might be like oak or like some other weird hodgepodge of wood. It's just like swinging a few and then once they get a decent one,
Looking for
Oddball just kind of looks
those
at
good maple
Alakai.
ones.
Alakai just kind of like hands it, or I'm sorry, Oddball hands one to Alakai It's not quite the same as the one you handed me, but hopefully this will suffice.
I think you're handing it to the wrong elf.
Alakai?
No, not Ian Deer. I don't know. I was hovering over Alakai. I apologize. Ian Deer. all
Does
you
it
elves look the
have-
same.
Does it have like a rake attached to the end of it?
No, it's just the handles. Like they're not.
Okay. I was like,
Thank you. Just look like American Gothic there for a second. You just holding a pitchfork. Like,
I don't really want this. Iandir smiles. Thank you. And takes it and just kind of stands there awkwardly.
I love your character, man. I love your character so much.
Thank you, Oddball.
Alright.
sorry for breaking your last one.
No, it's okay. I got a new one.
You're keeping one for yourself too? Is that
Yes.
what you're
Yes. in the off chance we happen to fight something that has an ooze that may or may not destroy metal. In the off chance something like that were to occur.
I don't know when that might happen, but
I don't know either, but it's D&D. The world, you never know.
Are you guys like wrapping these with leather? Or are you just like
Right now
leaving them?
I'm just holding it.
I mean,
now he's got a stick in his hands.
I mean, I can. It was just more of it was more of just making sure I had something, and then like when we get back, and I
Okay.
can actually like
Cool.
work on it.
Yep.
And myself.
So is
That was
everybody?
what-
Did everybody kind of come
Yes.
back to us?
Yeah.
Rob
Sure.
took a cursory glance inside, said there was nothing. Do we want to head out?
I think we need to find our way back to the church at some point today.
I'm,
I don't trust that glowing orb in the basement. We need to take care of that before we can move on.
if anyone has a way to deal with water, that would
Did we
Probably
did we
Ada.
learn my mistake. Oh, sorry. Did we learn anything about because you said there appeared to be a ritual that happened there. Do we know anything about what that was?
I don't think anybody had time to like investigate or.
Investigate, yeah.
Okay. Then I will chime in and say that maybe whatever was down there is causing. I don't know, but it could
Yes.
be what's causing all this.
That was my thoughts as well.
okay. I have an idea with something that if it works is be kind of funny.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, for real.
So I start making my way back to the inn as like a middle ground between there and the church, and kind of just assume we're gonna follow me. Yeah.
I follow.
Um, do we know of any other? We only know of the inn, the church, and the forge. Correct? Like that's the only thing we know that exists in this town.
That you've stopped at. There's other houses and businesses that you presume are.
Is there like a general store somewhere that appears to be a general store, or?
Yeah, there's like a small little market area, kind of close to where the church is.
Close to where the church is, okay.
But it's, I mean, you didn't see anything there when you were going past it the previous evening. So.
This is kind of a question that you may be able to answer, but I'm not really sure. So the zombies that we've been able to fight so far have mostly looked like normal people, like they weren't like armored or whatever.
No, them have been armored or even weaponized
does
in
the
any-
town have guards?
Not that you've seen.
Like police or okay, all right.
You would assume there's got to be some sort of, at least a guard or representative of law here. You haven't seen them.
Okay. As we're Are we walking towards the church? Is that what we're doing right now? Or are we in the
Yeah,
center of
We're
the house?
stopping back at the inn.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna, before we leave, because Raug knows that he didn't really give the house a chance to really look it over. He walked in with them, and when they decided that we're gonna leave, he let everybody go first, and then just took a moment to really focus and see if he hears or notices anything, any sound, and maybe any just something weird in this house, like anything that could be out of the ordinary.
Only a perception check.
Fuck.
Nope. You genuinely, like, standing without any outside distraction other than the sound of the rain. You don't hear any movement. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. It doesn't look like there's a hidden crawl space or anything like that in any of the rooms. Like,
Okay, so I am looking through the rooms. I'm looking like...
You genuinely get the feeling like nobody's here. Like, this is an empty place.
Oh, we lost Mike.
I have a thing for that.
A little bit.
There you go. It's okay. When he comes back, he'll be here. Right now, we got Sully.
Sad Sully is back for a moment.
Sad Sully is back. Well, Sergor fixes things. Okay, so I just kind of look around one more time and put the lock back in the repair that it should be. Like, I relock the door, basically, when I close it.
Okay.
Take the thieves' tools and follow up from behind as we make our way back to the tavern.
You all are able to easily get back to the tavern. You don't have any issues getting back there.
Okay.
Once we get back, Oddball kind of like takes a spot, at the corner of the bar, and then tries to repair bits and pieces of their armor, bits of the chainmail with the blacksmith tools and with the bits of metal they were able to grab.
Okay. Roll me a athletics check.
Okay.
Let's see what Mike said.
And then they go about putting it back on them, realizing that it's a little beyond their capability. However, they do hang on to the tools.
Mm. So as Raug asks him that and gets his answer somewhat, kind of like I don't like Raug doesn't want to be the one to speak to everyone, but he has some form of at least decorum with Oddball at this point because Oddball didn't kill him yet. Mostly.
I love how they yet show up. Yet.
So I'm kind of letting Oddball be the one to tell them what we're gonna do and what we should do. Like, I'm not gonna assume leadership in this situation. So I kind of like gesture like for him to lead the way.
Sergor, did you retrieve your hammer from Alakai? Or does Alakai still have Sergor's hammer?
I still have the hammer.
First, I wish to speak with Alakai. To you,
I
sir.
just nod.
Oddball backs up.
So now Serger is sitting directly across from Alakai. Alakai, I owe you an apology. There is a lesson that I learned when I was young, and that their true strength lies in restraint, and I did not show that last night. And I let my rage get the better of me. However, I've looked beyond that despicable display the last rites of that poor woman that you've done. And I've looked beyond some of the spells you've cast, but I do not see you as a cleric. Whether or not you wish to speak about this, that's up to you. But know that I will still stand by your side.
Alakai hangs his head. And pulls off the brooch around his neck for the Order of the Gauntlet and places it on the table. He slowly begins removing some of his rings that signify placement within the clerical order based out of Neverwinter, and begins placing them on the table. And looks up, says, "You're correct. I'm not a cleric. Not a very good one, at least. My mother, Elizabeth Mistori, is the headmaster of the Order of the Gauntlet in Neverwinter. Her, along with a long lineage of my family, have been the sworn protectors of Neverwinter for centuries, fighting against darkness and evil, just as you have. I, on the other hand, if you have noticed, am not a human." I pull my hair back and reveal my elvish ears. I was born out of wedlock, a bastard, and had to be concealed from the public. I had magic cast on me every single day to hide my elvish features until I was 18 years old. My stepfather resented me my entire life because of this. Brutally and senselessly beat me every single day until I was done with it. So I made a deal.
You did what you had to.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I still seek to kill evil. I just use my own strengths.
Sergor nods and looks down for a second. Of course I understand what it's like to be misunderstood, and I thank you for your forthright. Honesty is absolutely something that we paladins hold dear, and that I personally hold dear. Friend.
And I pull his hammer out of my backpack. It's noticeably more polished than it was the night before, though not repaired in any way. And hand it to him. Say, "I will replace this. I promise you that." Then I begin picking up my rings, putting them back on, placing the amulet back around my neck. Stand up and start making my way towards the door.
Sergor takes a look at the hammer and notices the differences in it and just kind of chuckles to himself while he puts it back into his pack.
Did I hear any of their conversation?
I don't think they were being quiet about it.
I wasn't trying to be quiet. I knew that this was something that needed to be explained to the group, so I was definitely saying it loud enough for everyone to hear.
As I'm walking past Sergor, I kind of stop next to him, and I look, you know, we're shoulder to shoulder. He's facing one way, I'm facing the other way, and I just look and I say, "Sometimes we all have to do what we have to do. And I continue along the path to the door.
Oddball just is gathering up their equipment. Don't we want to head out the back way?
Same thing.
Gesturing towards like all the stuff locked up. Shouldn't we head out the back towards the church?
Alakai just kind of like pats the barricade and was like, yeah, it's just
do an
making sure
inspection.
that it was secure. Yep.
So yeah, like as they're going, it's wrapping the handle essentially to make it a little bit more quarter staffy, and then heading out.
As we're heading out, I noticed that he had wrapped it, and I gesture to Oddball to hand it to me.
Oddball kind of looks him up and down for a moment, but has no reason not to, so hands him the quarterstaff.
And as I take it, a gentle flame comes across my fingertips, and I just char the staff up and down to kind of like tan the hide and fuse it with the wood. Hand it back.
Okay.
Well, Oddball takes it back.
Meanwhile,
Does a few little
Ian
swings.
here, over at the couch, he's like laying on the couch. He's got the staff and he just kind of tucks it underneath the couch.
Just uses it to barricade more. Honestly, give it to the bartender. Here's a
Get
stick.
up.
Hit them with this.
Hmm.
I
don't want this.
As everyone's kind of leaving, I just go up to the barmaid or whatever. Do you have any general provisions or only food and drink?
What are you looking for?
Something that could help 6 helpless individuals fight very, very evil things.
We need healing tonics. Anything that you have.
I don't. But there is a shop down the road close to the church that might. It's an apothecary.
I guess that'll do. I put another 2 gold pieces on the table, which I gotta remember to actually take off.
I've been taking them off.
Okay.
I've been
Thank you.
handing gold.
Oh, don't worry. You're not just handing out gold willy-nilly. I am keeping track.
We're just lining these people's pockets.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
like-
they're not pissed at us yet.
That's why, yeah, they're not like, you know what, we should throw them out. Like, wait for
Listen,
it.
we're not going under right now, so.
Technically speaking, we've made money off of this whole zombie apocalypse thing. So.
They tip very well.
They're paying us gold for drinks.
We should
this
really
costs
tax-
copper.
Serious. It's like 2 copper pieces for a mug of ale, and you guys are like, here's 5 gold. And they're like, okay.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna make my way outside because I think we're heading in that direction.
Yeah.
I am
All right.
unable to move.
That's alright. It'll fix.
Sergor's a wall. Sergor's a wall. Can't get past him.
Wow, you're a beefy.
You are a unit.
Thick boy.
They call me the wall.
Big guy.
you all head outside. I assume that the first thing you want to do is go to this apothecary.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
So everybody give me an investigation check.
Investigation, my specialty.
How does the alphabet
Holy
work?
shit.
Decent rolls.
Holy
Decent
shit,
rolls,
it
honestly.
actually is my specialty. Weird. Couldn't find fucking armor, but man, let me tell you, I can find some potions.
Come on, I'm preparing spells for the day. Hold on.
Oh, you're fine.
Very good rolls. Holy cow.
So you get to the apothecary, and you guys, there's no one there. It's an abandoned building, much like the forge was. But you go inside and you kind of look around, and you're able to find 1 bottle of curing potion for each of you. So I assume you guys will break those up between the party. You're also able to find the ingredients that Raug could potentially make more with his alchemy kit, but you're not, like, it would take time for him to do that. So it depends on whether or not you want to spend the time for him to try. And obviously there's no guarantees.
Could I pocket the ingredients?
You can carry them with you, yeah.
Would there be any? I have a poisoner's kit on me. Would there be anything that could make a poison that I could tip my arrows with or anything around?
No, nothing that's poisonous inside of this apothecary shop. Obviously, that's not the kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's healing. Yeah, I just
Right.
figured.
So
You know,
there's various tinctures and brews that you think might cure, like stiffness of the muscles, or a case of coughing fits, or things like that.
Owlbear crabs.
Nothing for owlbear crab.
Jaffalos. Okay, so I just kind of look at everyone. I know how to use this stuff. I can make more if we want, or we could just take some of the supplies and use them later if we need. I'll leave that decision to you.
Oddball just
I'm
begins
just gonna
like
walk
pocketing
out the
some of
door.
the stuff. Oddball just begins like kind of scooping some of the things into their bag.
Okay.
No, oddball. That one I don't need that. Can I pick them? And I'll give them to you to hold. Because we don't need that much mint.
Just grabbing, just like arm on the table, just scooping them in there.
Oddball. If you're looking to cure sore throats,
I'm kidding. You can pick.
If you're looking to cure sore throats and erectile dysfunction, you're on the right shelf.
Why are those two things next to each other?
This is a weird town.
Just pick. Never mind. Oddball just dumps everything back out on the table, chattering, breaking. I'm kidding. Grab what you need. Just grab.
I pile the things we could use, and I say, "You can carry them if you want. Here, this is what we could use."
Okay.
And I also grabbed like 4 empty vials. I do have a couple, I believe, but I grabbed a few more empty vials.
Okay.
And as per Raug's tradition, I leave another 2 gold on the counter. As it looks like we
Quick question.
ransacked this poor place.
Oddball takes the 2 gold.
You said we got curing potions?
Yeah,
What is that?
I will be adding them to your sheet momentarily.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And just a cheap whiz question on my part, the tools that I swiped from the blacksmith, what would those technically be? Because unfortunately, there's not blacksmith tools.
There are actually smithing tools.
Smith. Oh, there are smith tools. All right, never mind. I'm dumb at a moment. I was confusion.
That's Smith,
Now I'm less
not
so.
Smythe, dear.
So we walk out, and I guess we start making our way towards the church.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, fun memories.
Takes me to church.
That is where we will end this episode.
Ooh, good call, Arengard. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end this episode. This has been Duel Screens and Dragons, episode 13, I think. I'm losing track.
13-ish.
I'm losing something.
Question mark.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Thank you so much for watching, folks. If you want to get these sessions in one giant chunk, please support us on patreon.com/NDS podcast, just like our producer over there, FNHPaul. And I think even Matt, for some reason, also supports us at the appropriate tier.
I love you guys.
He just hates money. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and tell your friends, because shit is getting interesting. Quite interesting, if it wasn't already. Take care. And as always, please be excellent to each other and go dive those dungeons.